We walked in silence, Abeni's step slow but steady. I remember how the torchlight flickered against her figure, small, hunched, yet moving with certainty. The deeper we went, the thicker the air became. It was humid, sticky, like the forest itself was holding its breath. I wanted to speak, to ask her why, but the words kept choking up in my throat. Then I noticed it. The trees around us were changing. Their bark was darker. Their roots twisted into strange shapes that almost looked human. I saw what looked like a child crouched under a tree until it melted into shadow. I wanted to turn back, but Abeni stopped. "We are close," she whispered. "Don't speak again until I say." We stepped into a clearing. And there it was. The river shrine. A carved stone basin lay half submerged in the shallow river, surrounded by 6 broken pillars arranged in a circle. They were etched with symbols I had never seen before, glowing faintly like they'd been heated from within. The moonlight hit the clearing like a spotlight, cold and silver. Everything was silent. Abeni moved to the edge of the river and, without warning, knelt. She placed her palms into the water. I heard a faint hum, like a low chant, but it wasn't coming from her. It was from the shrine itself. The water rippled unnaturally, not from her hands, but from within, like something deep was waking up. Then Abeni began to sing. It was a dry, broken song. A lullaby, maybe, or a dirge. Her voice cracked, but she didn't stop. As she sang, I saw steam rise from her legs. They trembled. The smoothness in them began to ripple, like something underneath was trying to break free. I stood frozen. The shrine responded. A light rose from the water. A golden, pulsing orb, shaped like a woman's face but shifting like water. The spirit of Anyanwu. Her eyes were closed, but I felt them on me. The wind picked up. Leaves swirled. I wanted to run. But Abeni turned to me. "I brought you," she said softly. "Now it's your turn." I took a step back. "What?" Her eyes turned glassy. She needs a voice. "You have it." The last thing I remember was the spirit opening her eyes. Then darkness. When I woke up, I was lying flat on my back, soaked in cold river water. The moon had moved. It must have been past 2 a.m. Abeni was gone. I sat up too fast. The forest around the shrine was the same, dark, ancient, and suffocating. But now there was a trail of steam leading back into the trees. My torch was lying by a stone pillar, half buried in mud. When I picked it up, the light flickered and died. That's when I heard her. Abeni's voice. Not singing anymore, speaking. But it wasn't just speech, it was layered. Her voice echoed through the trees as if 100 versions of her were speaking at once, whispering the same words over and over. "You said yes." I ran. Not away from the shrine, I ran toward the voice. It led me to a different part of the river. Slower, wider. Mist drifted just above the surface like breath. And there, at the center of the water, stood Abeni. But she was standing straight. Firm. Tall. Her legs, once heavy and shapeless, now looked completely normal. Slim, smooth, strong. She wasn't wearing the same faded gown from earlier either. She wore a long, black cloth that shimmered like wet scales. Her braids floated around her head, like they were underwater even though there was no wind. She turned to face me. And smiled. "Thank you," she said. I couldn't move. Couldn't speak. Her eyes, no longer tired, were glowing softly with golden light. The spirit of Anyanwu had entered her. No. More than that. She was Anyanwu now. She walked across the water, yes, walked, until she was close enough to touch me. She reached out and pressed her fingers against my chest. I needed a voice. A witness, she said. You will speak for me. Suddenly, my chest burned. I cried out and fell to my knees. Symbols like the ones on the shrine began glowing across my skin, then disappeared just as quickly. She bent close, whispering one last thing: when the forest forgets my name, you will remind them. Then she turned and walked back into the river, fading into mist with each step until there was nothing left but silence. I don't know how I made it home. My grandma says I was gone for 2 days. The church said I was possessed. But the truth is, I was chosen. I never saw Abeni again. But sometimes, when I pass the riverbank, I hear a song in the mist. And I remember, I should have never followed her to the river shrine.